Hi everybody, welcome back to another Steam Deck tutorial, and in this one I want to show you how you can change the configuration of the buttons when it comes to using the virtual mouse. You know, when you're using like the trackpad thing here and then you're using these buttons, because I don't like the way that left mouse button is R2 and right mouse button is L2. I don't think that really makes sense, because when you're using a mouse, you're using this finger, aren't you? And that's left click and that's right click. And I think, when you're holding your Steam Deck, that would be left click and that would be right click, and then you can have Control and Alt on these. Coincidentally as well, that's the way the ROG Ally does it, and I think it kind of makes more sense. Really applies to when you're in desktop mode, and also if you're playing a keyboard and mouse heavy game. And it's mainly in keyboard mouse mode, and when you're doing stuff like that. So we're going to change it so that to left click. So your most common mouse button is then going to be on the clicky shoulder button, which is the way that I think it should be. So how do you do this? So we go into settings down here. Let me get that in the middle, and then we go into controller down there. We select that, and we scroll down till we get to non-game controller layouts. Now what we'll do, let me just make this probably look a little bit better. Probably see it a little bit better, maybe. Okay. And we're going to edit this. Now, if we view the layout to start off with, what we should be able to see is, at the moment, R1 is Alt key, so that's the shoulder button, as I would call it, and R2 is left mouse click. So that's the problem. So what we need to do is, if we're going to put the left mouse click on R1, and then we're going to put right mouse click on R2, what we need to make sure we do is that R1, which currently is Alt key, we need to change that first. So we need to take R1, which is Alt, and we need to put Alt on to the left trigger, so L2. So L2 is going to become Alt. That's what you kind of need to remember to start off with. So now we can just go to Edit Layout, and then we can go to Triggers, and then we go down to L2, and we select that one, and then we just press R1, and we go over to Alt. There we go. So that's that side set up. So now we can go back to the buttons, and we can go down to R1. So that's that one. So we want R1 to become left mouse key, don't we? So we press that one. So we go to mouse, and so that's going to be left mouse click. So now R1 is left mouse click. And now we need to make sure that R2 is right mouse click. So that's a button. That's a trigger. So we go back to triggers. We go down to where are we gone past it? R2. So we go into R2. Now what you could do this as full pull actually, or soft pull. Soft pull is the best one because it triggers sort of halfway down. So you go select that one, and we just want that one to be right mouse click. And that is it. Now once we've done this, if you ever make a mistake and need to change it back, just go into the top. I mean, you can go into settings and you can do revert changes before you get to the end. But if you've done it and you try and you think I need to go back to the original, just go into the top bit and just select that bit again, and then go back and apply it. Okay. So what we should see now is, if we go into desktop mode, you should be able to see this in action. And I think it just makes a lot more sense. And it, the mouse, the mouse memory, the muscle memory you have from using a mouse then applies. So the idea now is that when it turned on, so obviously we're moving around, and then if I want to select anything, I just use that button. Ooh. And it's nice clicky on and off, much faster. And then I've got my kind of right mouse key is on that one. And it just makes sense to me to do it this way. It's much faster. It's the same as the ROG Ally. It means your fingers are doing the same thing they would on a mouse, and it's easier to remember. Okay, so hopefully this has been useful. If it has been, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.